Getting ready to be ready. I decided to make this video just so that you are aware that everything in your home is actually an extension of your aura, of your energy field. And so when you start any kind of class for spiritual growth, it's important to have a really, really good clean out of everything, anything that doesn't support the way that you want your life to be. I worked for several years with a feng shui master, my dear friend Patty, who is not here any longer, but I studied with her, and a lot of it was just common sense. Of course, there are feng shui fixes and things, but just by having a really good clean out of everything, your energy will shift automatically because your environment is much clearer. And if you think of it as energy, everything is energy. And so if you have lived in a house for several years, if somebody's been sick in the house, or if you've had arguments, everything, all of that energy stays unless you transmute it and let it go. And I know when I moved into this house with my husband 20 years ago, he actually had the photograph album from his first wedding under our bed. Now, do you think I wanted to go into a new relationship with that under my bed? No, I didn't. That we cleaned everything, and we cleaned all the cupboards, everything. And it's important that even if it's you who's lived in the place for a long time, that you clean and clear everything. That's one of the greatest things I learned from doing this feng shui for so long with my friend Patty. And so if you think of energy as paint, if you had an argument and it's red paint, let's just say you could see energy as red paint, where would it go? It would go in every corner and every crevice of your house. So that's why it's so important to clean everything. And I clean my house. People think I'm crazy, but I clean my house deeply at least every 3 months. And every time I have a shift, I'm automatically drawn to clean my house. And I don't mean just, a mop and dust. I mean, every cupboard, everything that doesn't support the new version of myself. So I want to share the PDF with you now. And I also, when I was working with Sandra, my breathwork teacher, it was one of the things that we discussed a lot also. Just get ready to be ready, and you clean as if you're moving house. You're actually not moving house, you're moving into a new frequency, and everything is frequency. So I would suggest you use this anytime you're taking any kind of spiritual growth class. Just clean and clear everything. And let go of anything that doesn't support what you want to bring in. So if you're holding on to old relationship stuff, just say you want a new relationship, but you've got all the love letters from all these old relationships. That doesn't support the new frequency of bringing something new and vibrant in. So it's my suggestion that you let go of that. If you want to be more abundant and bring in more financial success, don't hold on to anything that's broken, because it's a statement to the universe of scarcity. So I would suggest that you sit down, spend 10 minutes, and just make a decision on where you want to start. I know at the beginning of the year, I go through all of my cupboards in the kitchen, anything. I actually write the dates so I can see them, because I can't see some of the sell-by dates. But make sure that you clean and clear anything that's old and stagnant. It's not supportive of you being in a high vibration. I remember actually, I worked with a friend of mine, Patty, and I worked with her, and she wanted to bring in a new relationship. And she had so many self-help books around her bed. And if she's watching this, she'll know who she is. But all these self-help books, all these supplements by her bed, clothes scattered all over her bedroom. It was a big mess. And so we actually lived close to each other. And I went, like every hour, I went up to see how she was doing. And after she had fulfilled cleaning everything, I made her, I talked to her, I didn't make her, but we made her bedroom so passionate and so lovely. And all her self-help books went away. She took them to her office. And within, I think it was within 2 months, we did it in the summer. And then she met the guy that she ended up marrying in the fall at her high school reunion back east. And she did do some other things too, but this was an integral part of her bringing in her divine relationship. And at the time, she was 45 and she had never been married. And so it was beautiful. And going to her wedding, I cried my eyes out because I was so excited for her. So you're actually telling the universe, yes, I'm ready to bring in new things. I'm ready to bring in new energy, a new relationship, a new career opportunity, anything and everything. So the other person I worked with, this was years ago. She was a secretary at an office in Los Angeles, and she called me. I worked with her often, and she called me one night and she goes, Jane, I think I'm going to get fired. And I said, why? And she said, I don't know. My boss wants to see me in the morning, and he told me I better be here at 8 o'clock. He wants to talk to me. And I said to her, what's on your desk? And she goes, oh, it's a bit of a mess. I've got my grandson's picture. I've got this and that. And yeah, she goes, it's a mess. I said, the first thing that you do is you clean your desk. You stay late and you clean your desk. Everything that you're not working on goes away. And she cleaned it that night. She stayed for like 2 hours and she cleaned it. And the next morning, her boss came in at 8 o'clock and he looked at her desk and he goes, Carol, this is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see your commitment and that you were engaged in your work. And then they talked and she didn't get fired. So it's a really, really important. Anywhere that you work, your car, everywhere, it needs to be clean and clear, energy wise. So the other person I worked with was another friend of mine who had 40,000 emails from 5 years ago that she had never cleaned out. She'd never cleared them out. And I told her, it's holding you to those. There's a feeling of, oh my God, I've got to go through this. Oh, I can't. Oh, I'll do it later. It keeps you connected to that old stagnant energy. So she spent a week and she did so many a day for a week and she cleared them all out. And she called me and she goes, oh my God, I have so much more energy. So anything and everything, it's important if you haven't taken care of bills or anything that you've been putting off, catch up on it and do that before you embark on any class with me, because it's telling the universe you're ready, and then it gives you the time and space that you need to do the internal work that we're going to engage in. So I think that's really all I want to say, but it's important because energy doesn't ever leave unless you transmute it. Energy never dies unless you transmute it or release it. That's internally within you, but it's also in your environment. And your home is an extension of your aura, of your energy field. And people can feel it when they walk into your house. So thank you so much for listening. I just wanted to give you this opportunity to create a more beautiful and sacred space and to bring in all the things that you desire. Thank you. And the PDF is downloadable. And I would suggest that you do this. You set a priority to start with. What's the most important? So if it's for a relationship, I would say start in your bedroom, and get rid of anything in your bathroom cabinet. I know with feng shui, one of the things that Patty actually had me do it. I cleaned space in my closet. It was a small closet in my condo, but I cleared space in my closet so that somebody could put clothes in there. And I cleared space in my bathroom cabinets because I was saying I was ready to bring in a relationship. And so if it's a relationship, you start there. If it's career, you work in your office, you take care of anything that is outstanding, that you haven't done, and you move from there. And so set a priority list and then continue with this, because it will keep you feeling more vibrant and ready. Thank you. And you can download the PDF. And if you've got any questions, just send me an email and I'm happy to talk to you and help you. Thank you so much.